Today we're going to talk about resources. Resourcing in Evolution RTS is simple, but it has its complexities. So, let's cover the basics first. Okay, the first thing you're going to need to know is technology and upgrades. As you can see when I select my Overseer here, there are some upgrades here. I can click any one of these buttons and the Overseer will morph into that form. So for example, let's choose a Cloaking Overseer. Now this spends a certain amount of metal every second in order to do, and when you mouse over it shows how long it takes and how much metal it uses. So pretty soon this will be a Cloaking Overseer. Okay, so not only the Overseer can upgrade, but also units as well. So in particular, let's make a Hover Factory. And we can see this is just a regular Hover Factory. Has a low amount of health. And all these units are marked 1. Notice on the description down in the bottom left, it also shows what tech is required, what tech level is required for you to build those. We'll get into that in just a moment. Factories can be upgraded all the way to Mark IV. To upgrade them, all you have to do is select it and hit upgrade. What upgrading does is it gives you buffs. Now the first one is the largest buff, but the others are nothing to sneeze at. The first buff is 20% damage and hit point buff. 15% faster reload, but it does take, the units will take a 5% speed penalty. So, okay, no big deal. So in order to upgrade, we just click on upgrade. Now it is important to note that your build queue will not carry over. So for example, let's give myself something that gives me unlimited resources. Okay. So, let's say I have these two queued up and we're going to have the factory repeat continuously. Okay, just to show, and let's move these guys way off. Okay, so basically my point is that when this gets done upgrading, this queue will stop. In other words, it will not be building. So you will have to re-enter your queues. Okay, factories can upgrade all the way to Mark IV, as I said. Mark IV armies will require a lot of energy. And see, there we go. See it. The queue resets. And now we have Kite Mark II and Shadow Fury Mark II. A Mark IV army will take out a Mark I army pretty quickly. However, as I was going to say, the energy usage of a Mark IV army is much higher than a Mark I army. So you need to make sure you keep your energy generation very high in order to keep pace. So the way tech levels work. Right now you see all this is tech required. So let's build a tech facility. Tech facilities will provide, your Overseer provides Tech 0. But tech facilities will provide tech level 1, and that's when you start getting into a bit more of the good stuff. For example, you unlock riot tanks at tech 1, and now that we have that built, we can build riot tanks. Now in order to build more or to get higher tech, we need to upgrade the tech facility. Building more tech facilities won't do anything. That won't do anything. It just happens to be an extra tech facility. Keep in mind that if you lose your tech facility, you'll need to rebuild it because you'll lose access to all those units. So if we do a Tech 2 upgrade, you can have that going on in the background. Alright, so let's move on to energy. Energy is used for units to fire. So in order to demonstrate that, I'm going to have this building go away. Okay, so now I have no energy income, as you can see across the top. when units fire, they use energy. So, when you run out of energy, your units won't be able to fire anymore. As you can see, they can't do anything. So it's really important to keep your energy production up. And the way that you do that is you build resource generators. Now, there are multiple types of generators. You have resource node generators, basic generators, geothermal generators, and advanced generators. So, the difference between them. Resource generators can only be built on specific spots. Same for geothermal generators. Geothermal generators can only be built on geothermal spots, which are noted by smoke coming up out of the ground. Also, if you press F4, you will see all the possible spots to build. Geothermal is noted by a large yellow column, and resource nodes are noted by the little circles. Now, in order to make this easier, when you have an engineer selected, either your overseer or an engineer, you can click on this Area RNG button. And what you do is you left click on it, left click on the map, drag a circle. And what that will do is that will queue up resource node generators within that circle. Now keep in mind, whenever you click on a resource node generator to build it, you'll get this overlay coming up, so you don't have to press F4 all the time. Additionally, likewise for when you click on geothermal. When you click on it, it'll show you all the geothermal spots. Resource node generators are generally more cost effective than the other types of generators, except for the geothermal generator. The geothermal generator is more cost effective than anything. However, the difference is the fact that for resource node generators, they might be out in the middle of the map. So this could be in a contentious area, you could end up losing them. So you need to decide whether it is better to have something that you can build anywhere, like a basic generator, or an advanced generator. Advanced generators give a lot more energy, and so they are really nice to have in base, especially for a later game. You'll be building a lot of them. Okay, so let's move on to metal. You might have heard the prompt before, but basically your metal income has increased. What that prompt means is when you see this orange line going across here, you start out with 3 metal income. Every time this orange line reaches the end, it increases by 3 until you reach a maximum of 15. You don't have to do anything to get this, you just get it. Okay, so now we're at maximum metal income. So, to show what these numbers mean, this is our net metal income right now. This is our outgoing, and 15 is our incoming. And this is how much total storage we have in the white, and how much we actually have in storage in the blue. Same for energy, our total amount of storage, what we actually have in storage, our outgoing, and our incoming. Now, supply is a little bit different. Every time you build a unit, you use supply. And so, at some point, you run out of supply. So in order to get more supply, you need to build a supply depot. Supply depots will give you plus 10 supply and 25 energy storage to boot. So now we're still over supply. So let's build another couple of them. Make a little brick of them. And as soon as we have supply, we no longer need supply on these, so... Uh-oh. We're already out of supply. And there we go. So basically, the maximum total supply is 200. What these numbers mean is 200 is the total available, 15 is the net available, or 200 is the maximum possible. The orange number is the amount available. 70 is the total amount of supply that we have available to us for use, just total. 41 is what we have used. Basically, the orange number is an average of this. So it's just so you can quick look at it and see how much you have at a glance. Alrighty. So these guys are going all the way across the map. And okay. So basically we've covered that. Last thing I want to note is the fact that when you're accessing, you'll see this start to flash, and also you might get a voice prompt telling you that you need to spend metal or energy or make more supply. When this number hits maximum, it will first spill over to allies, if you have any allies, or if you're both accessing, then it just spills out into nothingness. So it's important to use all the resources that you can as fast as you can. If you need to build more, or I mean if you need to build faster, then you can create orbs, and orbs will help you build much more quickly.